Hello there. Good morning. This is a nice, fresh, new early morning video. It only just hit 8 o'clock. And look at me, looking fresh, looking awake. And I got 1 hour to make a video, eat, and get ready to leave. So let's get right into it. So I had another video planned for yesterday, but as you know, that didn't work out. So here I am. And today we're gonna talk about me quacks. This will be a little series, if you may, about just little things that I've done or did or am doing in my life that I consider my little quirks, my little things that I try to upkeep, try to follow, try to do to make my life more fun and interesting, and just showcasing a bunch of stuff that I'm recording for myself. This will be a special video regarding my calendar. In 2024, I ended up getting my first calendar from Muji. And because it's like wide open, perfect to write on and everything, I decided to utilize the space. And basically for every month I ended up coming up with an aim, something I will be focusing on for that entire month. And for that year, it was a way for me to just bring up more anticipation, to spice up the upcoming month, to understand for myself in which section would I be putting in more time. And it was a way for me to just make sure I'm doing shit, to make sure I'm trying new stuff, to make sure I'm focusing and yada yada. You get the gist. Let's start, shall we, with the month of January. Alright, for January, the first aim I decided to start with was to learn handstand. That was my first challenge of the year. And for the longest time I've just been wanting to learn a handstand, and I was like, this is a good, perfect opportunity to make sure I stick with that and make sure I get results. And it's the first challenge of the year, and it's a challenge I failed. I, in fact, did not manage to learn a handstand, even though I put in the effort. Of course, not as much. I skipped days of practice, and perhaps that's why in result I didn't manage to. But I realized my sense of balance when I'm on my arms is just very bad. Hence, it was a struggle to actually figure out how to learn that. Yes, and even though it was my first challenge and it's the challenge that I failed straight away, I didn't let that kind of diminish what I was planning for the entire year. And instead of just forgetting about this challenge, I ended up making it for the whole year. So instead of constricting my focus to just 1 month, I turned it into a whole year challenge. And hopefully by the end of the year, I'll end up actually standing on my hands. Alright, we move to February. Okay, the aim for February was no games on phone and PC. That was a crucial one for me indeed, because I grew up with playing games a lot, and I constantly was aware with how time-consuming games on my phone are. For the longest time, I haven't had any games on my phone except of chess. Games on phone are very much time-consuming, yes. Like, you would play them on transport and whatnot, and I just realized I preferred utilizing my time better than to just whip out the phone, play a couple games, or when there's nothing to do, whip out a phone, play a couple games. And PC as well, I'm a PC gamer, and I have very much many games that I enjoy playing on the computer. So I had to end up putting this focus on a month so that I am better utilizing my time. Oh. February month was actually the month that I ended up going to Malaysia. 28th of February. Interesting. Sorry, just looking at what my life was back then. I like the way I ended up writing. Alright, month number 3. Aim, no buying snacks. uh, yeah, I'm a snack eater. I'm a sweet, sugary snack eater. I love my snacks, I love my sugar. So hence, this was a way for me to control my sugar intake and my spendage, because a lot of money does end up going towards snacks. And yeah, I that was for the entire year. It's usually on the later challenges that's when I actually recorded it on here. So I don't know exactly how well I did it for this month, but yeah, this was the aim, and I'm pretty sure it was a successful one. Yeah. Whenever I do put a restriction on sugar for myself and snacks, it does usually end up being a successful one. That's one of the first initial disciplines that I ended up testing out for myself in life in general. Tea pouring time. I just knew that was gonna happen. That's the shit thing about this kettle. It ends up trickling down the walls. Boom. I'm pretty sure this is some Asian top tier caffeinated tea. Shit, I gotta go faster. I gotta go faster. Sorry. I'm apologizing to myself. Next month of April. Aim a minimum 3 hours a day in uni. This was one of the upcoming months to deadlines, so I was like, I gotta make sure I put in the time in uni beforehand, not on the month of deadlines, a month before the deadlines. And yeah, on this challenge, I actually recorded the hours I've spent in uni a day. And let's see, I started actually doing it on the 5th, so that's the beginning month. And it took me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 7 days until I finally was able to get 3 hours in uni. First it was 2.5, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2. And on this, at day 11, I wrote 6 hours in studio. I was like preparing myself for like, okay, I haven't been doing what I put myself up to. I was like, I need to do 6 hours, 3 hours instead. I was like, I guess I really wasn't feeling it. And then the next day it was 4.5 hours. And then the next day after that was my first day, which I did 0. So as you can see, as you can hear, I don't know if I should be showing this, like, it's whatevs. You can't really see much anyway. As you can see, I was struggling at the beginning with like keeping up with these 3 hours. And yeah, I wasn't even doing it much, but at least there's like some days where I was doing 6 hours, or some 420. I wasn't me being in London for 3 days. And then there was a couple more 6 hours. I finished the month with 6.5 hours. So it's like, by showing how many hours I did, I was keeping myself accountable to that. And because I saw how little I was actually doing, I was doubling up on these hours on some days. So yeah, this was a challenge in a way of just keeping myself up to the standards of just doing work. Month number 5. Oh, this was one of the crucial months of 2024 for me, May. And it was the no smoking, no drinking, microdosing month. This was my first time trying microdosing. It was a month of deadlines. 3 main deadlines were during this month. And yeah, I just knew I had to fucking lock in. Hence the layering of no vices and choosing to do microdosing, and it was, let me tell you, fucking incredible. Maybe I'll do a video just explaining my microdosing experience, and yeah, that's a thing to do. And yeah, safe to say, I carried on counting how many hours I did for like the first half of this month. So I started on the very first day, it was 9 hours, then 6, then there was a day with 7 hours, another 6. So yeah, one of the things with these challenges was that it's not just for the month that I am doing it. Like, I was trying to upkeep some of these for like longer, and yeah, so it's like, it's not like the no snacks, no sugar month. I just, after that month, I ended up eating a bunch. No, I tried to upkeep it for as long as possible. That was another one of the aims. And yeah, this month of microdosing was the most functional I ever felt. And it was one of the most beneficial challenges that I've done for myself. And it was fucking incredible. And it's one of the main reasons why I was able to get 2-1 in my course. Right, halfway through, and it took 15 minutes. Crazy. Let's go. Aim for June. Progress Blendy. In this month of Blendy, month of the year, I put in. Oh, I actually had 2 challenges. I had 2 challenges this year. One of them, since main deadlines of uni finished, I was like, finally I have the time to focus on my own business. So I created a bunch of graphics, stickers, images, you name it. And then I will show you, because on each month I kind of did special like crossing out, so each month looks different for me. That's a little like creative, slight nudge, personal nudge to my calendar. But another aim that I had for this month was morning run or evening run for the day. If it's a morning run, it's 2 kilometers. If it's an evening run, 5 kilometers. And yeah, just a little side thing. And one of the main reasons I did that is because during the last month of May, well, in the calendar, not overall, I ended up also doing running as a way to help myself with the stress, and just doing 2 kilometer runs, 15 minutes. And yeah, hence the running here as well. All right. Aim for July. Follow the writings. Well, shit. I won't be able to probably find the writings, which I was indeed following for this month. And it was I had this massive A3 sheet in my room with like a bunch of things written down for me to do and follow. And instead of just having one aim, I decided to state that all of those writings will be my aims. And it was more about discipline and just things to focus on for the last month that I am in accommodation in Portsmouth. So, plus as I can see, it was a month that I ended up going to Latvia as well. So, and the graduation happened in this month. Look, there's my ex did some Chinese writing, which I don't actually know what that means. I might ask ChatGPT to give me an answer, because I'm a bit curious, but I can't find. Oh, I was like, I can't find my phone, but it's right there. Sorry, I still haven't woken up, and I have 40 minutes to eat still. Okay, moving on. Month 8, August. Aim: figure out calisthenics routine. Get in the workout groove. Yes. Yes. Okay, yeah. Well, I do remember this is my first time actually figuring out a workout routine for myself with the calisthenics. And it was me trying to proper get into it. Damn. So this was when I ended up tracking my weight throughout next month as well. And this is when I weighed 78 kg. And it was my journey of constantly. And it took me 2 months, it seems like, to get to the weight I am now, which is 72, 73 kg. And I thought it was quicker. I've had that change from like 80 to low 70, like within a month sometimes. But damn, all right, 2 months to lose 5 kg. And 72 is indeed my most optimal weight, which my body is able to upkeep with no struggle for a long time. Yeah, so August was the month when I ended up moving out from my accommodation back to London into this room, which did not look like this at all. And I am actually very happy with how it turned out and how I was able to make this room into my own. Month 9, September. Aim: blendy, blendy, blendy. It's just another month where I was trying to put in a lot of focus into doing the graphics and everything for Blendy. And this month I actually had another aim, which was 1 job application a day. It was the time after uni, so I ended up, so I had to end up, of course, finding a job, which came as quite the struggle, if I do say so myself. And actually, I don't know if it's for this month, but I think I remember not following the 1 application a day. And then for the last 3 days, let me double check. Yeah, like I did not manage to do the second aim very effectively. But because of that, for the last 3 days, I ended up applying to like 30 jobs each of the days. So 90 jobs in those last 3 days. And yeah, there's that. There's month 10, October. Aim: get to 70 kg. Did I manage to do that? I don't know. The lowest I have recorded on here is 72.8. Actually, I will correct myself. I did remember reaching 70 kg, and it was at the end of the month when I ended up running a half marathon. Oh, another aim of this month is do a half marathon. I ended up writing that spontaneously at the end of the month because I realized I am able to do it and I wanted to do it. And it happened literally on the 30th or 31st of October, where I ended up running a half marathon, after which I weighed myself and I was 70.7 kg. Yeah, this was a very fun physical month of running for me. This month of October 2024 was my peak in running, I would say, where I was able to do many kilometers and lose the kg. And yeah, it was also the month that I ended up going to Ibiza. That's wonderful. Okay, month 11, November. aim, dumbbell workout routine, with also a star on juicing and star in no World of Tanks, which was a game that I was playing. And juicing was my interest in that area of time, and I was constantly juicing a bunch of vegetables and fruits to have something nice to drink. And I ended up getting a dumbbell for my birthday, so I was trying to put in the time to make sure I use it. Alright, I don't have a record of how well I kept up with that, but I remember doing it. Alright, and now to the final month of December. For this month, so I rewrote the aim. Wait, let me have a sip. I rewrote the aim of handstand for this month. As I said, I ended up making handstand for the whole year. Safe to say, by the time of December, I still didn't know how to handstand. And of course, it's not like I practiced every month. There's some months I had off. But yeah, I rewrote the aim of handstand. I was like, fuck it. Last month, I will put in extra focus to make sure I do it again. I didn't. The whole month of January, the whole year of 2025, and the whole month of December. Oh, sorry, 2024. And I didn't learn handstand. My first challenge of this calendar thing that I've been doing, and it's the challenge that I struggled and I failed the most. I find that funny, to be fair. It just shows that sometimes you will fail right at the beginning, but that is not the sign to stop the plans and whatever you're trying to do later, because as I discovered for myself, there's a bunch more that is yet to be achieved. Just because you're failing in one thing doesn't mean you're going to fail in others. And the main other aim for the December month was my running rate aim. I had a running aim of 5 days of 5 miles in a row, and in combination with 10 days, I said miles, I meant kilometers, my bad. 5 days of 5-kilometer runs in a row, and then 10 days of 10-kilometer runs in a row. This was one of the last challenges with running, which ended up fucking me up. It fucked me up bad. It was a struggle, but I ended up doing it. From 2nd of December to 6th of December was my 5-kilometer runs, and then I had 4 days break, and I ended up getting into my 10-kilometer runs. That lasted from 11th till 20th. Oh, that fucked me up. That was a struggle, bro. And well, what mostly fucked me up is that I wasn't necessarily conditioning myself, meaning the stretching, during these runs and after that. After that, I ended up having basically a month break from running, but during that month, I did not stretch. I was like, yeah, I don't know why. I was telling myself how crucial it would be to stretch, and it's needed and required after a challenge like this, and I didn't. And then after I tried to get back into running in like late January and February months, my legs were fucked. And I had to make clear for myself that I had to take a break from running and just spend a lot of time in 2025 of just conditioning my legs, training them and stretching them out, which was in fact one of my main aims for this year. And it's in fact an aim I made sure to upkeep, and now I am the most flexible I ever have been with my legs, and I am very glad to notice that in fact I did put in that effort that I promised myself if I was to have a break from running. Yeah, that's that. That's the challenges. It hit 30 minutes. Alright, this was much longer than anticipated, but that's done. That's done. And hopefully you listening to this, like, this was a very fun thing that I did for the year every month. And I realized even though I didn't literally do it for this year, I subconsciously did it for this year. And for certain specific months, I was choosing to discipline myself with cutting things off. Like, for 1 month, I was like, no caffeine, and that lasted for like 3 or 4 months. For another month, no sugar, and that lasted for a bit. Another month, I said no watching TV shows, and that lasted for a bit. So it's like I subconsciously just carried on doing these challenges for myself in this year, even though I wasn't writing them down. And it's very crucial, I would say, to be able to, make the time that's passing more fun for yourself. And just, this is how I turn my life into a game of sorts, just seeing how well I progress in these challenges, and if I'm able to achieve them or if I fail, and just a thing to keep doing. This year, so I had a break from having a calendar for an entire year. That one was just hanging on my wall this entire time. I was like, I know I want to make a video about it, but yeah, it was just an accessory for my room. And this time around, this is the calendar I will have for myself, and it's with the artwork of one of my favorite painters, Kandinsky. He's a Russian painter that does abstract. I'll do this. Look at that. Abstract colors, shapes, lines, geometry, and it will be a pleasure to be seeing artwork as I'm progressing through the months. And perhaps for this month, as I'm finally having a calendar, I will do the same thing of coming up with challenges for myself to do and upkeep. So yeah, there we go. Thank you for watching. I'm happy I was finally able to do it, and I'm happy that I'm starting off the Quirks section of Quirks videos for YouTube with the calendar and challenges thing. Alright, hopefully this inspired you to potentially do the same, and yeah, enjoy life. Find ways to have fun with it, because it's very much fun. Life is a game. Let's unlock some achievements, shall we? Goodbye.